Hey YouTube, am I on? At least I think so. Yeah, so I was going to do a video changing the jack socket on a Yamaha. I thought, well, might as well do it live. Yeah, so this is got this in my pal's got one of these. If you've seen one before, this is does it say on it? It should do. It's a 604. Hey Jen, how's it going? I decided I'd keep my bird doing a video, so I'll just do it live. Sod it. Ask any questions if you want. I assume that means it's working. Yeah. So I really don't know what to tell you about this. Okay, I'm basically just going to change this jack socket. That's all I'm doing to do. That was why I pinched it off you last night. I wanted a new one. The guy said this had just disintegrated. Yeah, I mean that's that has disintegrated. Wow, a crazy looking thing. I think I might extend that wire a little bit. I'm going to take the back off, see what's inside it anyway. Because it's I was saying there, it's a 604. It's because it's got normally Yamahas. Hey Yoka, how's it going? Yeah, Yamahas normally give you the numbers, tell you what the pickups do. So like a 312 is a 3 series. It's got 1 humbucker and 2 single coils. Or my 520 is a 5 series, and it's got a push-pull pot as well. Push pot. Look at that switch. Something funny going on in this. Could do have been tightened up as well. Yeah, interesting. It's got a big double barrel fancy switch. I reckon it must have some sort of internal coil splitting, or it's something to do with this 604 thing. Right, I'm just going to take off that wire. I'm probably just going to extend that, so you don't have. It's not that much work to change. I mean, it's not doing anything. It's not stereo or anything like that. It's just I've not seen that jack socket before. Like powered on. Voodoo, yeah, giving away my secrets. Don't worry, it'll be behind a paywall at some point anyway. Giving away his stuff for free. I'm just going to show you it's not actually quite as easy as you think, because the inside diagrams of a guitar don't look like that. That's not what a jack socket looks like. A jack socket looks like that. Normally. So this is obviously for a Strat. So I'm not going to bother fitting on the bolt part of it. I think people like this stuff for going to sleep too. Maybe. Output jack. I'll take this one off this as well. And I will not be throwing away any washers or anything like that. The output jack goes, but the washers stay because they're always going to be useful. Making people use them back on the that. Look at that for not scrimping on washers. Sorry, washers. I'm a Yamaha at this point. To be honest, there probably is enough room there actually to put to not bother having to extend that wire. It looks all right. I'm going to tighten up that and give everyone a scoosh with contact cleaner. I suppose technically I should put some of those washers back on again. It doesn't bother me when it sticks out a wee bit. I quite like it. Relatively solid. Let's just drop £3 of tablet. Oh dear. There's quite a lot of sugar in tablet. It being basically, it is just sugar in solid form, so you can eat it because sugar's difficult to eat. You need a spoon, whereas a tablet means you just have your concentrated sugar. What the hell's going on here? This is an interesting little thing. That's not really come off that, is it? Kind of hard to tell what's going on here. That one wire has been, I don't know if I can be bothered pulling that all the way through. It's going to take a long time. I'll take that. Okay, it won't. Looks like bits left over. Okay, that's maybe a little bit excessively long for a jack socket. Yeah, so Neil was asking me, is that pure? Yeah, so any tips on how to solder? He's bought one of these scratch plates, which I'm going to buy one at some point, the Temu one that's only like 13 quid or something like that. And you get 2 hot rails, a humbucker, 3 on-off switches and a push-pull switch, and a scratch plate for like 13 quid. And it's like, those hot rails are a tenner each, and I really dig the hot rails. So I said I really dig something yesterday as well. Turn out a California hippie. Hey Stevie, yeah. The problem with it is you could just. I mean, it is amazing, but it's one of those things that see if you could just see when you're walking about the shops. I mean, I've not been in a shop that's done this for years, but they've got like, you know, they're sort of the wee sample with the wee guy and the wee woman with a wee plate, you know, just try these wee bits of tablet, just getting a wee tiny bit. It's pure amazing. The problem is you just end up buying a brick of it, and then you're definitely feeling sick at the end of it. Yeah, so what I'm doing here, the tips with the soldering, see I've put solder onto the lugs first, because it's quite easy. It's not too bad to actually try and get the solder to stick to the lugs when you're trying to do it that way, but if you're trying to, if you've just got the wire and you're trying to put it on then trying to solder it, no. That's basically the only soldering tip you need. And that's what always fails, and that's why you always see people with their puddles of solder. Right, so basically all I'm doing here is, you can see when you're looking at this, if you stick it guitar lead in, it's really boring stuff here, but there we go. So you get two lugs, this one and this one. You can see this one here is actually just connected straight onto that bit in the middle. That bit, this bit here touches to, so when you push this in, badunk, there's the tip that clicks onto this, so you can follow that. You can see it goes around there, and it's this lug, so that is the hot output. If you put it on backwards, it'll just buzz mentally. A lot of guitars, that's the problem. Someone's just put it on backwards because they looked at the colour of the wire, not actually what the wire did. So basically that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to put the one that you can see actually touches the shield, that one, just onto this, and then put it back in the guitar. I'm going to cut this, open this hole and poke this through for miles, just and then snip it at the end. It would maybe have been a good idea to try and you know, extend the wire a bit. It doesn't. I don't think it really seems worth it. This will last another 20 years, no problem. Pretty solid, and then put a wee bit on this one. Where's that wee bit of solder? That's solid, and then snips. What I really want is one of these. I'm going to try and build one, like you know the things you get for putting your mail in. They're called Dove. Did you see me just do that? Do what I just did? I just put the hot straight to the earth. So I did it exactly the wrong way. I told you how to do it one way, and I did the exact opposite. That would probably been quite a good video if I'd done that. So you put the hot to the hot and the earth to the shield. So that one that goes for the... It never goes right when you're filming it. Now, basically, another thing, if you're ever going to do this, don't ever do it live. Solid. Because that's when things go wrong. solder on that there. Who's bored yet? I don't know what I'm going to do once I've done this. It's only going to take 2 minutes. Well, I thought it was only going to take 2 minutes, but just that little extra 2 seconds of spreading to make sure. Did I just put those 2 wires at the... Did I put them on the right way around? Not that I really had to take this guitar to bits, really that much to get at it. Right, those 3 screws, these 2 screws. I suppose I'm going to check to see if this works. But I was talking about having 4 single coils, I'll show you in a minute. Make sure it all works. Right. Like that. Blow my nose. Actually, the good thing about doing it this way is I can't actually see if there's anyone watching, so it's not as awkward. I can see the chat though. Right, so that was thinking that seemed a bit wobbly. I take it that might just be a case of. Now that's. There you go. So I was thinking what you obviously do is you tighten up the 2 screws on either side of the switch because that's a bit wobbly, but there's not 2 screws on either side of the switch. What are you doing, Yamaha? You're mental. I don't even know how that's attached. So just it doesn't seem to be wobbly from the front. I'm going to make sure it all works anyway, but yeah. Aye, so what this does, it's the same as my my square bullet. So there you can see there too. There's like, oh, there's an extra. Why are there 4 screws to adjust the heights? It's because that's just 2 single coils, opposite wide, stuck next to each other, like kind of the way I do my the mega bucker switch and all that. When I take a Strat and I knock these 2 and see I knock these 2 in series, like on a Strat. This is what that does. So what I would do if this was my guitar, or I was designing it, I would make it so that whatever the opposite coil is went with any of them. So you could get like that humbucker, or you could get that humbucker, or you could get that as a humbucker. Let's see if it works. Right. And we're on. I'm pretty sure that was what was wrong with it though. I'll give it a scoosh anyway. That's the new just put a new jack socket on it, sod it. I'm actually going to buy a big pile of them. I had to pinch that one off Jen. I'm going to buy a big pile of them just so I've got too many. What I really want's that wee red thing. I don't know where it is though. I'll just aim very approximately what's going on. I'm not going to do any harm. Yep. That was a quick wire, wasn't it? Hey, what's going on? Hey Kevin, how's it going? Right, I'm on for a bunch of requests now. I've done what I was set out to do. Sometimes these things take 5 minutes, sometimes they take an awful lot longer. I don't really see anything else wrong in this guitar. I'm eating my lunch and watching your post. Really interesting. All the best. Hey Rocco. Yeah, I should be eating my lunch. It's my first guitar, the neck joint on this, my first guitar had that. It was a Yamaha RGX 321P, but it actually said in the thing, it was like, you know, you get the Epiphone ones that are, it's not engraved. What is it when it's kind of cast? And it said something like Yamaha special smooth joint or something like that. With these 2 metal rather than have 1 plate. I'm sure there's a reason for it doing that. There'll be some technical reason, but Yamaha are very good at this. I do like, I do rate these guitars, and my pal's got one. And like another one, I think it's exactly the same colours. So it's got USA Sperzels on it. I think they might be, they might actually be stock. I can't remember whether my pals have got that or not. It's got a Wilkinson trem, 2 point, and it's set floating properly. It's missing a switch chip. I could probably try and find one of them. Yeah. There's a wee bit of a chip there. And these tell you on them here where they're made. See this bit here? Or if it's got this thing here, it will say on it where it comes from. Made by Kaohsiung MADMALKO Limited in Taiwan, so this is a Taiwanese one. I think Taiwan's might be the second best of them. Yeah. Put some tighter springs in it. Does put, I suppose you're asking, does it put extra? You just, the strings are really just for different, you just kind of, if you look at the way the bridge is sitting, you want to see how that's sitting, and you've got that much bend up in it, it's sitting pretty much horizontally, you just want it to sit like that, and ultimately I don't know what difference it makes whether, because I mean, I suppose technically if you put stronger springs in, you just wouldn't tighten them up as much, so you get the tension the same. Because obviously whatever the pulling force is to hold the strings level is a set number of newtons that these springs are holding. So if you put in weaker springs, you would just have to tighten them up more to get the same pull. So I don't know if that's going to make any difference. It's not something I've ever really experimented with. It's got a good solid steel block on it as well. No, these are amazing, pure thoroughly pro guitars, the Yamaha Pacificas. Not much fault to, but the faults lie in they don't have a brilliant second-hand value. If you buy a Yamaha Pacifica new, they're like 280 quid or something like that, but second-hand they're like 100 and something. It's like, so if you buy a second-hand one, totally go for it. Can't think of anything else. Yeah, there was one thing, someone asked me actually about talking about tremolos, and said how well they got the one in that BC Rich to work. What sort of files I was using. This is the one here I use. It used to, I think it did. Was it Baroque or something? It says on it there. So this is, it's all rusty now, but this is the one I started using. It's totally brutal. Like see if you're trying to file the nut, it's only one thickness. If you just give it if you lean down on it and go, that's you right through the nut into the wood, which is it's pretty brutal. But I like this. These are about, I see £6 seems to ring a bell. You see them on Temu and stuff like that for whatever this kind of nut, this kind of file is. Don't use. Oh, I was using one earlier on. What do I do with it? The wee red needle files. Doing a nut with them is just a nightmare. It's okay for sort of if you've just got one string sticking a wee bit, but they're just crap. You know the ones I mean. Hold on. Aye, these sort of ones, I don't know if they were Halfords or whatever it was I got them. These, they're just not brutal enough. You could just spend. I've done nuts with these before, and they're useful for poking things and stuff. But they're really, I wouldn't bother. And these are the ones. I think these are a Temu set where you actually they're actually numbered. I don't know if you'll be able to see there. Nah. So it says 2 and 5 on it though. So this is for your second string, this is for your fifth string. I do use these, but it takes a long time to do the nut. So what I do now, even though I only ever had the brutal file, I just use the brutal file, and then once you've got it down to the right depth, you run the correct size one of these through it, and it just makes it nice and smooth. But this does the actual physical cutting to get it down, and I think that's what makes trems work. You show a close up of the bridge shirt. I apologize missing the live stream. Have a million things I don't want. Yeah, this is an early on one when Wilkinson. I think it might even be Wilkinson America. You can't. I don't know if you can actually see what it actually says there. I can't read it. But we'll see. It won't focus on it now. Yeah. It's a Wilkinson, then it's a number. I remember the guy said that he lost one of these bolts, or somehow, and had to get that one milled. This is 20 years ago, before you could just look up on the internet, and it cost him 50 quid to get that bolt there milled. You know, the bridge posts, and it's just like, you know, but that was ages ago. Now you can just pull it up here. I've probably got one through there. Yeah, no, interesting guitar. I was going to show you something else. I just saw it there 2 seconds ago and went, oh, I'm going to put that up. But I've been sidetracked. Nah, can't remember. Anyway, rock on, just for joining in. A short live stream. I'm sure there was another thing I was going to fix. I was going to I'll show you the pitch up close. There you go. Because it's new. Oh, this could double up as an up close video. Get a better representation of the colour of this thing. Look at the colour. It's super pink. And that's got a Wilkinson trem, DiMarzio's. I was talking about that neck bolt being tiny. There, and a cool headstock. This one obviously I got it cheap, but this is had a Floyd's Rose installed, and then they've drilled the 2 holes, and then they've filled them in with filler, and then I coloured them in with a pink pen. Seems to be relatively strong. The headstock's not been off it. There's sort of lacquer cracks to make it look like it might have been. There you go. I just think that's cool. The sort of the fancy R. Could have been a bit of a clean. Yeah. Cool. Okay, rock on. Sorry, I can't think of it. If I had something else lined up to do, I'd be able to do it, but I'm just going to go on and do a normal video now. I was going to do this rather than actually bother doing a proper video, and then it's like I'll just have to do a proper video anyway. But I'm actually hungry and I'm going to have lunch, so rock on, catch up.